Imagine descending into the deep blue, where sunlight fades and the ocean swallows all sound. There, between shifting sands and coral-encrusted ruins, lies a story that has captivated humans for over 2 millennia, a tale of a city so magnificent it rivaled the gods themselves. Yet vanished in a single night. Atlantis, a word that conjures visions of golden palaces, advanced technology lost to the waves, and a civilization that defied imagination. But was it ever real, or is it a story born from the mind of a philosopher warning of human pride? Tonight, we are diving headfirst into this enigma, peeling back layers of myth, memory, and history to discover the truth behind the legend. The story begins with Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher, who first described Atlantis around 360 BCE in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. He painted a picture of a mighty kingdom far beyond the Pillars of Hercules, a place of wealth, wisdom, and power, suddenly swallowed by the ocean in a cataclysm that left no trace. For centuries, skeptics have dismissed it as allegory, a cautionary tale about human arrogance and the dangers of hubris. Yet explorers, scientists, and dreamers have continued the search, convinced that somewhere beneath the waves, a real city waits to be discovered. The fascination with Atlantis is universal. It taps into a deep, human desire to uncover lost worlds, to hold in our hands the memory of a civilization that reached the peak of greatness only to disappear. Tonight, we follow that desire, navigating between ancient texts, modern science, and the psychology of myth-making, asking the question that has haunted historians, adventurers, and dreamers alike: was Atlantis a story to teach us lessons, or a memory of a world that once truly existed? For over 2,000 years, Atlantis has captured the human imagination, and it all began with Plato, around 360 BCE. The philosopher wrote about a magnificent civilization that existed beyond the Pillars of Hercules, describing cities of gold, advanced technology, and a society unparalleled in power. According to his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, Atlantis was not only wealthy, but morally complex, a kingdom whose hubris led to its sudden destruction, swallowed by the sea in one catastrophic night. Scholars have long debated whether Plato intended this as literal history or a moral allegory. To some, the story was purely a warning against human pride. Yet, over the centuries, explorers and thinkers were captivated by the possibility that it was real. During the Renaissance, figures like Francis Bacon speculated that Plato's account might have been based on ancient records of real civilizations lost to time. In the 19th century, Ignatius Donnelly revived the idea, proposing that Atlantis was the mother of all civilizations, and that myths from around the world contained echoes of its story. Maps were redrawn, expeditions launched, and countless sites studied in the hope of locating a city lost to the waves. Even today, the historical record of Atlantis is more than Plato's words. It is a story that reflects humanity's enduring fascination with what has been lost, a mixture of philosophical allegory, historical possibility, and the timeless lure of adventure beneath the waves. Beyond the pages of history, modern science has sought Atlantis in the real world, and the search has taken researchers to the corners of the globe. One popular theory places Atlantis in the Aegean Sea, near Santorini, where the Minoan civilization thrived over 3,500 years ago. Around 1600 BCE, a massive volcanic eruption buried entire cities, leaving behind sunken towns and a historical event that could have inspired Plato's story. Some scientists also point to the Azores Islands in the Atlantic Ocean, whose positioning roughly matches Plato's descriptions, or to the Richat Structure in Mauritania, a giant circular formation in the Sahara Desert visible from space. Sonar scans and satellite imaging have revealed strange underwater anomalies, provoking speculation about submerged structures. Yet, with every discovery, skepticism follows. Geologists explain that many formations are natural, while historians caution that Plato's accounts were likely symbolic. Archaeology has shown that coastlines have shifted dramatically due to rising sea levels after the last ice age, which means many ancient settlements now rest beneath the waves, forgotten but real. In India's Gulf of Cambay and northern Europe's Doggerland, submerged cities have been found, hinting that Atlantis could be a memory of one such lost civilization. The search continues because humans are drawn to mystery. We look for physical proof of what might exist just beyond reach. And in this hunt, every sonar ping, satellite scan, and underwater dive is fueled by the dream that Atlantis is not just myth, but memory waiting to be found. The enduring fascination with Atlantis is not only historical or scientific, it is deeply psychological. Across cultures, humans are drawn to stories of lost worlds, perfect civilizations swallowed by time or catastrophe. At la fin, heels per nijamavra world's pact, only to belust, reminding us pothbos frigidi. Plato may have written an allegory, but the myth resonates with a collective memory that transcends geography. Stories of great floods, lost continents, and vanished kingdoms appear in cultures worldwide. From the biblical flood of Noah to the mythical lands of Lemuria and Shambhala in Asia, these narratives suggest that human preserves truth, coded das meat, to warn and explain. The psychology of myth-making is powerful. Atlantis is a mirror in which we see our own ambitions, failures, and the consequences of pride. It also reflects our insatiable curiosity, the desire to discover something hidden beneath the earth or sea, to uncover evidence of a civilization that mastered knowledge, art, and technology long before us. The legend inspires explorers, scientists, and storytellers alike, fueling art, literature, and even popular culture. Atlantis is more than a city. A symbolic can lose, embedded in our psyche as both a cautionary tale and a dream of rediscovery. It is the human longing to connect with a past that may never have existed exactly as we imagine, yet feels undeniably real. What if Atlantis was not merely myth, but a memory encoded in history? Some researchers propose that Plato's account might reflect real ancient events passed down through oral traditions. Around 12,000 years ago, the end of the last ice age triggered massive flooding, submerging coastal settlements worldwide. In India, the Gulf of Cambay hides evidence of ancient cities beneath the Arabian Sea, while in Europe, Doggerland, once connecting Britain to the mainland, was swallowed by rising waters. Could Plato have learned of such distant events, transmitting them through generations until they became the story of Atlantis? Even if the city itself never existed as described, the legend may preserve a kernel of truth. Civilizations rise, flourish, and fall, often leaving only whispers beneath the waves. This is the allure of Atlantis. It is both a warning and an invitation, urging humanity to reflect on its own trajectory, ambitions, and mortality. Perhaps the real Atlantis is not a place to be found with sonar or satellite imagery, but a concept we carry in our collective consciousness. A memory of what we were, what we hoped to be, and what we fear losing. And so, the legend endures, inspiring dreamers and explorers, reminding us that some mysteries are meant to be sought as much in our minds as in the depths of the ocean. Atlantis may be lost beneath the waves, but it will never be lost in our imagination. The search continues, and the story lives, waiting for each new gen and ask me more. As we reach the end of our journey into the depths of Atlantis, one thing becomes clear, whether myth or memory. The legend has captured our imagination for thousands of years. Perhaps the city never existed exactly as Plato described, yet its story continues to teach us about ambition, pride, and the fragility of civilizations. Atlantis is more than sunken ruins or lost treasure. It is a mirror, reflecting our hopes, fears, and the timeless human desire to uncover what has been hidden by time and tide. Every sonar ping, every satellite image, and every dive into the ocean's depths is a reminder that some mysteries are meant to inspire curiosity rather than provide answers. The real Atlantis may lie not beneath the waves but within our collective consciousness, waiting for each of us to imagine it, question it, and search for it in our own way. So as we look at the endless horizon of the sea, remember this: the search for Atlantis is the search for understanding of the past, of the world, and ultimately of ourselves. Mito memo Atlantis endori. But as a symbol of humanity's eternal fascination with what lies just beyond reach. And perhaps, in seeking it, we find more than a lost city. We find the courage to explore, to dream, and to wonder.